in Holland for World B-Boy Classic. Just got done doing a shoot. About to go to teacher workshop with Lilu here for free for all the kids. See how many people come through. But yeah, here for the battle. Keep up, follow along for the day. After finishing the Roto BC1 USA tour, we were getting together a squadron team to go to BBIC. I decided not to be a part of it because I just wasn't training and I didn't know if I could get in shape for the event. A few weeks later, Nick hit me up about doing World B-Boy Classic, and at that point I had already started practicing a little bit. And at that time, you know, being at 150 pounds, I could definitely feel my practices. I would practice one day and have like 3 days off. I asked Nick to give me a few days. A few days later, I came back and I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Some of the biggest challenges I faced was just being able to do movement, mentally just freezing myself, you know, it's like stuck in my breaking. I just couldn't really find my movement, find my ideas. So it was quite hard in the beginning getting back into it. Eventually, you know, like anything else, you got to just push through the pain, through the struggle, through the feeling of not feeling good in what you're doing, you know. Even in a lot of my judge showcases, I was just like flopping, making mistakes. I went to Morocco, did a showcase here, a showcase there, and I was gassing out my showcases, you know. So it was kind of like, damn, am I that out of shape? So leading up to it and the preparation behind it, it was just constant practice. I was practicing around 3-4 days a week at a certain point, even up to 5 days a week. But it was just to get back into shape and just to get the moves back in my mind, because a lot of the times just blanking out, like I said earlier, blanking out in judge showcases is crazy. Even though judge showcases ain't my thing, you have to be able to consistently remember the movement you want to do, the ideas that you have. You want to be able to execute everything that you have in mind. So a lot of it was watching footage, running things, and just going over and over certain ideas. By mid-July, I started to feel definitely stronger. Up to that point, I was doing everything I felt I could in dance, but I still wasn't cutting the weight. And at that point, I changed my diet. I cut out all the sugars, all the carbs, obviously eating very minimal of each. And within 3 weeks, by August, mid-August, I was already starting to feel the difference. Up to then, I ended up just staying consistent with that and dropping weight for the battle, actually, which made a big difference for me in the way that I felt, the way that I moved, and everything that I was doing at that point. So for all you guys that don't know, the way that they do it is that they invite the grade 8. You have 8 guys that they invite, and then from there they pick out random groups of 2. They pull the names out of the hat, and then you get teamed up. For me, I got teamed up with Pac from France. Honestly, it was a dope vibe. I had a really good time battling with him. I met him years ago, and I could just see how much he's grown. And you know, when you dance with him and you can just vibe with him, he's more into just getting into the music and getting into the zone. And you know, he killed it, man. He did his thing. He had some rounds in there that really, I think, helped us keep pushing and pushing through the tournament. Definitely good vibes. Shout out to Pac. It was dope battling with you. In the battles for me, I think there was a lot of back and forth with how I felt. I felt good. I felt strong, obviously. I felt light because of the preparation I did. But mentally, I don't feel like I was fully in my movement. I felt like I was struggling to find ideas, and I was just blanking out. In the backstage, I was actually doing all the stuff that I wanted to do, and it would come out. And that's the problem when you freestyle, or when you just adapt in the moment and you bring out the moves that you feel you can connect as you dance in the battle. You know, like I told y'all, my style is an adapting battle style, which is based on what I see and what's going on in the battle. But for some reason, I just wasn't able to translate those movements the way I wanted to in some of the rounds. In some rounds, things felt good, things connected, and others they didn't. I think the fatigue definitely kicked in the second round. I remember going out and just feeling gassed. I felt like really tired against Khalil and Chancho. I can definitely feel at that point, even in my top rocking and just like the way I was kind of moving, I was like, damn, like I definitely felt it that first round. The second round, I felt definitely better, felt stronger. I think it was just the pressure that we were down 2-1, which I think that was the highlight battle for us. But it was dope. I mean, the challenges were there. Every round's hard in that battle. The semifinal round against Chirito and Alcoleo for me was definitely a close battle. I think the judging was back and forth. You know, it was a lot of ties, a lot of 3-2s, 2-1. So I mean, that means it was good. So in the end, that's how it went down. We ended up coming in the top 3. But at least the thing is to go out there and just rep me and do what I do best and try to do what I feel like doing, you know, like I just got to make sure that I look good and feel good. And I think overall it still turned out to be good, but there's a lot more work to do still. You know, the win would have been nice, but you know, just doing good and getting to dance with Pac and going off and just having a good vibe with them, that was rewarding enough. And just to be able to be a part of it and be able to be on that stage and rep me, if anything, that just sends me out of World BBoy Classic knowing that I got to step my game up even more, and there's a lot more stuff to overcome still, you know. So the mindset, being mentally into it, is just as important as the physical. So don't forget that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Keep up with the channel. I'll be posting up some more stuff, some more battles coming up. I got another one coming up this weekend, so tune in and see what happens. Peace out, y'all.